Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Zoe and today we're going to declutter all of my face products. So primers, concealers, foundations, blushes, highlighters, bronzers, setting sprays, powders, all of that stuff. It might be a two-parter. I'm going to see how long, filming it takes. I'm not going to throw anything away unless it's like expired. All the other things are going to either friends and family, or I'm gonna see if I can sell them, so don't worry about that. Yeah, and I just want to say this is a hobby for me, so I don't have like the amounts that some people have, although I do have quite a lot. So we're gonna go through everything that I own. I did already do my my palette declutter, which all of my face palettes and eyeshadow palettes are, and I will do lip declutter as well after this. So let's get going. I have organized everything in like boxes. So we're gonna start off with primers, which are in this box. This is everything for primers. I'm gonna put this to the side. So let's see. We have the e.l.f. minis, and then the e.l.f. luminous putty primer, the blemish putty primer, this eye cream by Fourth Ray, this So Radiant one. I use this as an under eye primer, kind of like before I do makeup. So I want to keep this. This is almost done. It's like so, like you can't see it because it sucks air into it, but like, can you even see this? How flat I can get it. So I think I'll use this up today, and then after that it will be gone. Then what do we have? This is new to me. I've never used this before, but I'm very curious because it doesn't contain fragrance as far as I know. Yeah, and I like a good carrying primer because my skin tends to be kind of dry, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep the big luminous putty. I'm very close to using it up. I like it, but it's not my favorite, so I'm going to declutter this mini one and give it to someone that wants to try the formula. I am going to keep the matte and the poreless one. I might bring these traveling with me. I'm going to go traveling very soon, so I'm curious to see what, what they feel like. I bought this little set to test them out. I am going to keep using the luminous putty one until it's done. Again, it's not my absolute favorite, but I do like it. It doesn't break my makeup apart. And then I do actually really enjoy the blemish one. This is a new one. I have used one up before, so I'm going to keep this. I like the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. It's not my favorite, but, well, no, that's not what I was trying to say. I like it. I don't use it often because I feel like you need to wear full face makeup with this. You can't just use concealer because then everything will be sticky, but maybe that's just something that's what I'm thinking, and maybe I never tried it without a full face of makeup. So, but I want to keep using this. It's a very nice formula. It feels very nice on the skin. So keeping that. And then the Goodbye Pores by Catrice. I don't really have an opinion on this because I haven't used it in such a long time since I was using up other primers, but I kind of want to use it side by side, the poreless putty primer, and then see which one I like best. So that's what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna declutter like this one, or if this one is not as good, I'm gonna use up the mini and then not buy full size. So primer wise, we only decluttered one, which is not the best, but also this is such a small category and they all serve different purposes. Like I have carrying primers, I have luminous primers and poreless primers, so I only have like 2 of each at max, and this is kind of like an extra product. So we're keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 priming products. Oh, and 9 if you're gonna count this, but this will be used up today. And we're decluttering 1. Not the best start, but you know, let's do concealers next. Oof. Because, you know, that's an easy category to go through. Yeah. So, okay. I'm gonna tell you kind of like, I have a way to divide these. These 3 are not concealers for me, but these are when I ever do makeup on someone else. I like to have some shades to mix to do someone's makeup. I don't do that often, and mostly they bring their own foundation because I'm not a makeup artist. I just do it for fun. But when I ever do, like I did bridal makeup once, and then I bought these 3 to kind of mix and match. So these are, I think I need to keep these in a different place because now they're in my collection. I'm like, oh, I have a lot of concealers, but I really don't. So I'm gonna put this in a different place where I have makeup that I use on other people. So these 3 are going to be declutter from my own collection in that sense. But they are going to be somewhere. Then, I like the Juvia's Place, What Are You? I Am Magic concealer in shade 24 for brightening and lightening up. I like the HD W7 concealer. This used to be my favorite, and I haven't used it in quite a long time. And now I have this shade, which is a shade, like, I don't know if it's darker, but it's fair neutral too, and I used to have one, so we'll see if that matches. Right now I'm using the NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. I really enjoy this. I have it in shade, what are you called? S01? Is that the shade? I really don't have a clue, but yeah, that's the one I'm using. And then this, it's so old. Should I be using this? Is this done already? Okay, this smells horrible. This needs to go. The W7 Hideout, it's a little bit too dark, so I used to use it kind of as like foundation, but I don't anymore. So this can go in the bin. So we're going to declutter that one as well. Okay, so we're keeping 3 concealers. We're putting 3 in my makeup kit, and we're gonna declutter 1. Which I think 3 concealers, that's like a good amount. That's super manageable. And then we have foundations, and we have way too much for the amount of foundations I use. I do have to say I'm a weird person when it comes to foundation because I like to mix foundations. For example, right now, I love mixing these 3. The Hourglass Vanish Foundation, the Catrice Tinted Serum, and the Clean ID Hydro BB Cream. I love these 3 together, mixed in. Very, very great combo. So I'm going to keep all 3 of these. And this is what you're going to see. I'm going to keep quite a lot of foundations because I like mixing them. But yeah, I still have to declutter some. Okay, so I have 2 of these, the L'Oreal True Match. I have them in 2 different shades. This is Rose Coal and this is Ivory. So I'm going to keep the neutral one, I think. I'm going to declutter the rose one. Am I going to keep the neutral one? I'm not sure. Okay, this is going to go in the maybe pile. Let's do, wait, this is a buildable coverage, so it's like a medium coverage. This is full. This is full. Is this full coverage? I don't know. What does it say? I feel like this is kind of full coverage. This is medium. This is very light. Medium. Medium, I think. Medium to full. Medium, I think. I don't know. Medium and full. Okay. I kind of try to see what I need because these are all full coverage foundations. I don't need the Juvia's Place one because I have the concealer and this is as light and I will never ever reach for it. To be honest, I haven't reached for it in such a long time, so I will not in the future. And then we have these two. I think honestly this one is too dark for me, the Stay All Day. It's nice and olivey, but I think it's just too dark. But do I want, you know what? I'm going to keep the bigger size for his summer, see if I like it on me. But I'm going to get rid of the mini because I'm not going to use it traveling. And then both of these are going to go in a maybe pile. And then we have all of these. I like mixing these two in, so I'm going to keep this combo. Although I do have to say, if I use this after the foundations that I'm using now are used up, I think I could definitely use these up very soon. Well, I'm not showing you these up very soon. I'm keeping those. Well, not very soon, but like maybe by next year. I'm going to declutter the Red One Color Stay because it oxidizes on me and it is already a little tinted dark, so it doesn't work for me, so that can go. I think I'm also going to declutter the Wet n Wild Photo Focus because I only used it once and it's not exactly my shade. For some weird reason, it looks like it, but it's not. So that can go. Love the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Loving blah blah blah. I have mine in shade Porcelain and I really enjoy it. And also really enjoy the compact, although it doesn't close properly in my opinion. But I think I'm going to refill this with either this foundation if I can get it, or another foundation if it's used up. ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is like the only foundation I own that might be a little too light for me. This is just a weird shade, but how far am I on this? Because a part of me really wants to use this up. I don't know how far I am on this. You know what? Why keep a foundation just to use it up? I'm going to declutter the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate because the shade is just kind of off. And then, you know, I think if I mix these two, it will work. So I'm keeping those. I did used to enjoy this formula a lot, but is it the right shade? It might be. Okay, I'm going to try this, and if the shade doesn't match, I'm going to... No, does it match? It might. Okay, wait. I'm going to keep both of these, but my foundation pile will be one that I'll be trying out this year, and next year I'll be kind of more ruthless. Although I do have to say I decluttered 4 foundations. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foundations. And I kept 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's not half, but that's a good percentage. So, yeah. Then powders. I don't have that many powders. I have, hair. I have 2 pressed powders, and then I have loose powders. I'm going to keep this, the banana one by Catrice All Matte Shine Plus Pro Control banana shade. I'm going to declutter the translucent shade. Or should I put this in my... No, I'm going to declutter it because I'm kind of scared that it will give me flashback. And a part of me wanted to put it in my makeup kit, but then I'm scared that other people will get flashback, so that can go. I'm going to keep this and I'll buy a new one of this. Yeah, it looks really gross, but my brush was dirty at some point, so that's why it looks so gross. It's not the fault of the powder. Keeping this, I really enjoy it. Then, my loose powders. Okay. This kind of gives me flashback. I think I used too much when I used it. But I don't know what, like, if I should. This I really enjoy. Okay, let's start here. I'm going to keep the Halo Glow powder by e.l.f. And I think I'm going to keep the Catrice Light Illusion one over the All About Matte. I don't really use matte powders, like, fixing powders all that often. And so I think it's kind of a waste to keep a powder that I know I'm not going to use. Although I do see that there's not that much left in here, but still it will probably be too much for me to enjoy using up. So this can go and this can stay. So we're keeping 3 powders declutter in 2. I'm telling you every time because I won't remember at the end and it won't feel a great way to count it up. So, okay, now we're going to get into, what is it called? Oh, bronzers. I have cream bronzers and powder bronzers. So these are the 3 cream bronzers I have. I used to have the Milk Makeup stick in baked, I believe, but it went bad. So I have the Glow Edit Cream Contour and Bronze by Revolution. I'm going to keep all 3 of these. I really love the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in Tan Lines. This, I have a great dip in it, and I love it so much. This is super new to me. I only used it once, so I want to keep using it for a bit before I make up my mind about it. And this, I haven't really used yet, I think. I'm scared that it will be a little bit too dark or red toned. Will this be my shade? It might not be. What will we do with this? Wait, let's just have it out and compare the powder bronzers to it, because this is just like my go-to bronzer at the moment. Maybe we can swatch it against that, because I feel like it has that similar red undertone. Okay, what do you guys think? Okay, they match quite nicely. The ColourPop one is a little bit more red, but I don't see any problems. So I'm gonna keep, obviously, this e.l.f. Primary Infused Bronzer in Sunkissed. I have a big pan on it, so I'm keeping that, keeping also the ColourPop ones. I'm keeping all of my cream bronzers for now. I have decluttered my bronzers before, I have to be honest, and I haven't bought any new ones, except for this. So, this Honolulu bronzer by W7, I think I'm actually going to put this in my makeup kit because it's too dark for me. But when I do makeup on someone that's slightly darker, I want to have a darker bronzer, so that can go. This Kiko one is super beautiful packaging wise. It looks great on the skin, but I think it is fragranced. Do I want to keep on trying this? It is very pretty though. Oh, that's difficult. Okay, you know what? This is a maybe. This I actually enjoy, but it's very big. This I hardly ever use, but it's nice, I think. Yeah, it's nice. This is such a hard part because I have decluttered this like part of my collection over and over and again, and I think I only bought this and a cream bronzer. So you know what? I'm gonna keep all except maybe I'm gonna declutter this one. Yeah, that's a little dark on me, so I'm gonna declutter this Clean ID one. It's also getting to be very old, and it only had like a 12-month shelf life, so that can go. And the rest, this Catrice Sun Glow Matte Bronzing in Universal Bronze is staying. The Essence Bronze This Way, the Kiko Dolce Diva, the Kimchi Chic one, and the e.l.f. one, and then my cream bronzers. I do have to be honest, if I buy some new bronzers, at some point I might declutter some of these, but for now I like to have like some backups for when I use my e.l.f. one up. So that's where we are at bronzer wise. We only decluttered one, unfortunately, but we can't do great in every category. Okay, So let's get into another category that we have creams and powders in, and that's blushes. Okay. Okay. Let's get through these. And you know what? I'm gonna have a look at the time. Oh, we can do this within this video. Okay. Let's start off with cream products. My cream products all are quite new to me. These three being the newest, I think. And I have to say, I really love these. The Hydro Bright cream blushes from Revolution. This one came kind of weird, but you know. But I love the shade on these. This one kind of like not leaked on the side, but came out on the side. I love the peach and the pink, so I'm definitely keeping these. Some of my current favorites. Then I have a few by Rare Beauty. Oh, and by the way, this Sandy Grease one, I used to have this big cream blush palette from Revolution. I really liked it, but then it got that, it like at some point it was just too old. It didn't go bad, but I didn't dare to use it anymore. And I'm happy to find out that this is a very similar formula, maybe even the same, and I'm very excited because I really liked that. And then, ooh, okay, I like Encourage. It's a very beautiful, like, muted neutral shade. I like to have both of these, which are Joy and Happy, because it's a pinky shade and a more peachy shade. And then this one is kind of dark, believe, but I like to mix it in with a liquid highlighter, and it gives a very nice look. So I'm keeping that. The only one I'm kind of doubting is Love, because it's one of the matte formulas, and I don't know how much I'll use that because I never really reach for it. It does blend out so beautiful, and it's not as like highly pigmented as the other ones, but I think I'm going to put this in a maybe pile because I do like it, but first of all, the shade isn't my favorite, and second of all, that's it. It's just a shade. To be fairly honest, okay, I think I'm finally going to get rid of this one by ColourPop. My goal was to hit Pan, but I'm nowhere near that, and this is Wisp, and it's actually a highlighter, but it's too dark for me. So I would use it as a blush, but it can go. Then we have this one, and I kind of want to keep this one. Although I do have to say, like, hello, how similar are these? Let's have a quick look. This is this one. It's not blended out right now, so don't have like a weird experience with it because I didn't blend it out properly. What am I saying? Like I'm just talking like a lot of weird stuff today. Okay, I also swatched this one, the Catrice Cheek Lift next to it. Oh no, Cheek Flirt. I think all of these shades are different enough to keep them, but I do need to use all three of them in summer, and if I don't, I really don't need them. Let's also swatch these two next to it. This is Joy by Rare Beauty, and then this is Happy by Rare Beauty. Let's see how those compare. Okay, I feel like Happy and this shade are very similar. So, yeah, you know what? I'm going to keep all of them. This is starting to be more of a collection video. I just really like my products. And I have been through them before, and I haven't bought that much since. But we will get to some decluttering when we get to these, because I like the Milk Makeup Stick. It's not too pigmented, but I like that on some days. This I've never used, and it's separating. That looks gross. That looks horrendous. I'm gonna declutter that. It's still sealed, literally. And then this one, I kind of want to use up because it's so tiny and it's a nice shade. It's by a dollar store brand. So I'm only decluttering one. I'm having one in a maybe pile and the rest I'm keeping because I want to and it's my collection. Haha. Then we have powder blushes. And I think here we're going to declutter a few more, starting with these two. And this is for the exact same reason, because I love the packaging on this one, and I think the packaging on this one is cute, but maybe you can see what the problem is. These shades are just a little too dark for me, and when I try to blend them out, like this one is just too orange, and this one is nice, but I have other bronzers in that shade that I have to build up instead of have to blend down. So I'm gonna declutter the Salmon Orange Sunny, and I'm really curious to try some other shades from them because I love the packaging. I think it's super beautiful. It's just not my shade, and I'm decluttering the Note Star Copper shade. Both these are gonna go. I might put one of them in my makeup kit because it might look good on other people, but then even still I want to be able to build up shades. Okay, some that I'm definitely keeping are this one, which is the brown shade I was just talking about that I could build up. This is the Blush Box by Catrice in bronze. I really enjoyed this one, so I'm keeping it. Then, oh my god, I haven't used so many of these in such a long time. Okay, we have the LA Girl Just Blushing in Just Pinched. Oh, sorry, Just Pinched and in Just Playful. I like Just Playful a lot more than Just Pinched, so Just Pinched can go because it's too dark. However, I feel like, do I need this? Because the packaging is broken and that's very annoying. But it's such a pretty shade though. So I think we're going to keep Just Playful. And then these air blushes. What do I want to do with these? You know, this is a very hard category. You know what? We're going to do this differently. We kind of do it by color because that makes more sense to me instead of just like making a whole mess of all the shades. So first we have bronzy tones, and I have this one as well. So let's swatch all of three of these. One. This is by ColourPop, the Wild Child collection in Jet Set, I believe. Yeah. And then we have the, this is actually, I believe, supposed to be a highlighter, an illuminating powder, but it's too dark for me to be a highlighter. Okay. All three of these are pretty similar. They give a similar vibe, but they're different as well. I feel like these two are super similar. And maybe I should let this go. Even though I love my giraffe theme, I like the smoothness of this one better. And then I do like that one as well. And I don't like that this has glitter particles. So the Jet Set can go. And then the other two can stay because they're different enough, in my opinion, to be both kept. Then let's do more like pinky. Maybe even like peachy blushes, or are we gonna do that in a different category? Like reddish. This is more cool toned. Maybe this. let's put all of these in here. Okay, let's see what they do comparing, like when comparing them to one another. First of all, we have these super bright ones. So we have the Hello Kitty one, which looks like this. Then we have the Catrice one, the Pure Hibiscus Cocoon, which looks like this. It's similar, but it's a little bit more pinkish. Then we have Elf Primary Fuse Blush in Blush Base. No, Rosy. I think it's something with Rosy. Then we have Light and Shadows by Catrice in Flamingo and Santo Domingo. And let's do one last one before we do the next row. This is Masauda Red Valentine in the shade Little Mama. We can do one more or two even. So let's put this one next to it. This is the Air Glow Blush by in Cloud Wine by Catrice. That's what that one looks like. And then let's do the Vivid Baked Blush by Revolution in Love Me the Best, which looks like this. Okay. And then one last one, I think, and that's going to be Trend It Up. What do you call it? Super Glow Blush in the shade 030. Okay, so these are all the blushes that I have on my hands right now. I'm going to have a quick look myself. Okay, honestly, I think these two are kind of similar, but also I think both of them are kind of too dark because they're like very reddish, and I don't see myself using a shade like this. So both Cloud Wine and Little Mama can go. Yeah. And then I do enjoy all the other ones, except this looks kind of like patchy, so I'm gonna get rid of the Light and Shadows Flamingo and Santo Domingo one. And then I think maybe these two are a little similar. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the Revolution Love Me the Best as well. For some reason, I'm starting to be a little bit more cutthroat because I know I just don't reach for these blushes, and I think it's a waste of blush that I'm keeping them. And then we have these two, which is a peach, a very, very shiny peach, and we have this, which is more like a orangey shade. And we have a few of those maybe in here as well. Some peachy shades. This one, for example. And do we have any other like more peachy shades? Pinky peachy shades. Maybe this one. Okay, let's look at these four. A lot lighter than the last category. I have to be honest, this is very different. And then this is pretty. But this is kind of like almost non-existent, but it could be pretty. And this is super light as well. I like all of these, so I think I'm going to keep all of them because I think they're different enough to serve a purpose. The only two that I'm kind of thinking are slightly similar are this one and this one, but this is much more glowy and pinky. So, and then we have these, which are either more cool tone blushes or odd shades. So let's swatch them all on one hand. That's the goal. First we have Just Playful by LA Girl, the one I said I kept before. I just wanted to swatch it again against all the other things. This is kind of like more patchy. We need to put that on a few times to have it show up. Okay, that's super streaky. That can go for sure. I don't remember it being this streaky, but it's now. So the Catrice Multi Matte Blush can go in La Lavender. I actually also removed it from my hand, so we don't have too many shades that are not in the running anymore. Then we have this by Flower Beauty. That's a pretty shade. I like that. And then we have Ballerina by Revolution, which is more of a pinky shade. And then we have Catrice, what are you called? Big Blush and Moody Plum, which looks like that. And then we have Catrice Big Blush in Naked Petals, and we're going to put that down there. So these are all the shades that we have left. I think none of them look that similar, so I might keep all of them just for now and try them out some more. Okay, so let's count how many blushes I've kept and how much I've decluttered. So we kept 1, 2, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 powder blushes. And I've decluttered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 powder blushes. So that's quite a lot. Oh, I kept 16. So I decluttered about 1/3. I did actually declutter a cream blush, I realized later, which is the ColourPop one. So I think I'm going to keep the Love one from Rare Beauty for a little longer, because I do want to get more use out of it. So that's what we're going to do. That's how this blush part is going to end. I'm keeping this, which is gonna put my total declutter at 9 for cheeks. Oh, 10, because I decluttered that one as well. So that is everything blush, bronzer, primer, foundation, concealer related. In the next video, we're going to do highlighters and setting sprays, because I have a lot of highlighters and we're not going to be able to do that within a good time frame. So thank you so much for watching this super long video, and I'll see you in my next one, part 2 of my face products, which is highlighters and setting sprays. Bye!